Hello there, everyone. And in some great news, Tommy Robinson is set to be freed in days. Judge Jeremy Johnson has ordered his release. It looks to me like he's been able to purge his contempt. And in that case, he'll be free within days. Now, one thing to bear in mind during this, there has been a sad development in breaking news that Lucy Connelly's appeal has been turned down. So on the day of good news, we also get some bad news. Anyway, Richard, what do you think about this development?
Fantastic. Couldn't have asked for better, could we? For Tommy, that is. It's bittersweet, really. It is bittersweet. This is fantastic news. I mean, my goodness, he has been through enough. This man has been the country's most focal point and political prisoner, as well as Lucy Connelly. And we must remember Peter Lynch as well in this.
Yes.
That's another one that should be with us today. So I'm absolutely completely over the moon that Tommy's coming home to his kids and to his family and to his friends and can start to rebuild his life now, hopefully. And I'm sure, though, from what I can gather, he's chomping at the bit to get back in the saddle. But he's going to need some time probably as well. We have to respect that. Everybody has to respect that this man needs to get his head together. What he's been through, none of us could have probably survived. Well, most of us couldn't anyway. That's my thoughts on it. But dreadful news about Lucy. That's just awful. What can you say, Jeff?
No, people are saying here, look, they're talking about free Lucy Connelly here now.
Yeah.
And and Lucy should be free too, and poor Lucy. No, it's terrible news for her. But what we've got to do is focus on the fact that Tommy's coming out. He's coming out at probably just about the right time. Keir Starmer has just taken this country a lurch back into the European Union, but as a rule taker, as a subservient state. And he's also, as I understand it, just about handed over our armed forces. He's started the gun on handing over our armed forces. So Tommy's coming out when this country is looking like it's on a slippery slope downhill to, I don't know where, to a sort of a rule-taking hell. And now he's out. Maybe we can get some real energy back into campaigns to get behind the UK and get behind Britain, because that's where his heart really is.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Keir Starmer's a rule taker. And the thing is that this is going to really, really, really be at the forefront of people's minds, that this man has destroyed this country. Tommy's coming out now, and I'm sure he's going to have a lot to say on what's happened with Brexit. This is a complete betrayal of Brexit. A complete one. And anyway, I don't want to talk about Brexit totally today, because this is Tommy's moment. My goodness, this is fantastic news. I mean, my goodness, we should be all having a party for his release, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
That's
we should be,
yeah. I know.
I mean, I'm looking at Tommy Robinson's Twitter feed at the moment. I'm just going to update it, but there's a lot of great stuff on there. Admin posts from Tommy Robinson's team. We're happy to announce Tommy Robinson will be freed from prison within the week and coming home to his children. Thank you all for the continued support. It's kept him going in the darkest of days. And Ezra Levant has said Tommy Robinson to be released. Moments ago, Justice Jeremy Johnson ordered Tommy Robinson to be released from prison after Tommy deleted a video he had published on X in defiance of court orders. Tommy has served nearly 7 months in solitary confinement. More to come. So, it's great that he's done what is known as purging his contempt. And obviously the courts are presumably satisfied with what he's done to make efforts to get that film taken down from social media. He can't get them all down, by the way, because there are some people who will refuse, who he's got no control over, who will have put that film up anyway.
Yeah, they'll have copied it and
they'll have copied it and repasted it up. And some left-wingers will be doing that, hoping they can get him back into prison, being no doubt.
Good point. Very good point there, Jeff. Yeah. I have to say, part of me is wondering if there's just going to be something, if they're going to let him out, and then to try and break him again. They'll try and pull some stunt. I don't trust these people as far as I could throw them, to be honest with you, in the establishment. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see on that one. I mean, he's got something coming up. Is it in October, the end of the year?
He's got the Westminster. This is a big one, ladies and gentlemen. Do you remember when he was stopped in the port area in Dover on his way back from Spain? When he took the decision to come back and face the music, he was arrested, and he wouldn't hand over his PIN to his phone. And that, because he's in a port area, is taken to be a terrorist offence. Yeah, under the terrorism laws. So that is coming up for trial in October if it goes through. It might not go through, who knows? But that would be an interesting court case to be at. I think it's October the 2nd it's due for at the moment. So keep your eyes on that. Ezra Levant has put out things like the judge notes a change in attitude in Tommy since he was sentenced. 7 months of solitary confinement will do that to a man. Yeah, I bet it does. But he also says that the judge says Tommy has an absence of contrition or remorse, but that all other factors point to Tommy being released. Now, if he does purge his contempt, then I can't see that they can really stop him being released just because of other factors. Can they tell what's in his mind, whether he's contrite or remorseful, really?
Yeah.
Funny how the police and the court seem to be taking more and more onto themselves about mind reading, isn't it? There you go.
Yeah.
And Ezra Levant goes on. He's very good at this multiple tweeting. The judge says that releasing Tommy now would not harm justice. In fact, he says giving Tommy the incentive to get out now by taking down the videos strengthens the rule of law. And that's the whole point. I said this in an earlier video. Surely the law wants him to take it down. What they should have been doing was actually saying you should do this to get yourself out of prison. But they never seemed to say that, did they? They always seemed to just hammer him some more. And there was a comment here. Oh, here we go. The judge is now reviewing the guidelines for purging the contempt of a contemnor. Now, I would have thought that having put him in jail, they would have actually have given him an escape route and said, this is what you need to do to get out. If you tick these boxes, you can get out. But if they're now looking at that, I'm wondering what exactly has been going on. Surely they would have given him a route out if they wanted him to take the video and let him out, really. I don't know. That's just me speculating. Anyway, what do you reckon, Richard?
Yeah, the whole thing stinks, to be honest with you. I mean, for goodness sake, look at the prison he's in, the type of prison he's in. He's for a civil offence. Am I correct here, Jeff?
Yes. Well, it's the funny old thing. It was a civil offence, but it was tried and in a criminal context.
Yeah.
And that was specially devised by the Attorney General, I believe, came up with that route, because I think it was the Attorney General or someone in the legal department in the government who brought this forward in order to go down this route of giving him this long sentence. So never trust them. So, but at least we've got court action that is, pointing in the right direction here. Good to see, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. I'm just over the moon, to be honest with you. I mean, what comes next? That's the question. This is what's on everyone's mind. When he comes out of prison, how is he going to be aligning himself politically? That's going to, I mean, we've just had some incredible news for Reform, that they're on to 29%. I believe you're doing a video covering that later on, Jeff, are you not?
Yeah, I was halfway through doing a video for 1 o'clock about this stunning poll about Reform UK, and I'll do a video on that later at about 6 o'clock now, because I had to interrupt this when the news came through about this, so I could tell you about Tommy being freed.
Yeah, the point here, though, ladies and gentlemen, though, is that we don't know. I mean, right, Reform's having a good day today, but let's be honest, Reform Reform's leader, I should say, not the party. There are many people in Reform, most of you probably who vote Reform, who have sympathies for Tommy Robinson, but the leadership of Reform has not been friendly, we'll say, towards Tommy.
Yeah.
That's putting it politely. So I wonder what impact Tommy's release is going to have upon this this surge with Reform. I mean, I do recall Tommy in the past has told people to still vote Reform, even though Farage was giving Tommy a hard time. I do recall that. Whether that is going to continue, because let's not forget now, Farage did go a little bit further than that, accusing Tommy of some things that were not true.
Yeah,
we'll say that, and which took Tommy's ex-wife to come out and actually say, I come out in support of Tommy, and to So we'll see. It's quite exciting. Is he going to go over to UKIP? Will he remain neutral? I mean, he has in the past said, I have no interest in Reform, obviously. Getting involved in Reform. He was more interested in the cultural thing at the time. Has that changed? I don't know. I'm more interested, to be honest with you, which I think is wonderful, is about hearing that Tommy's had, quite a lot of a road to Damascus experience when it comes to Christ, from what I can gather, which is wonderful news if this is true. Because
he's been having Bible lessons once a week, I gather. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. I did watch somebody's podcast where it was saying that they'd been to see Tommy. I can't remember his name. White-haired chap, young chap with dyed his hair white. Can't remember your name. Sorry, mate. But he was saying that in his interactions with Tommy, that Tommy said that without Christ being the center of the movement, this country, there is no movement. And I think, well, I couldn't agree more. I keep saying it. You want the country of yesteryear? You've got to become the country, the people of yesteryear. And that's it. That's how we get there. Anyway, this is just, I don't know, mate.
Yeah, I like this one. Official bank holiday.
Absolutely. Our king is being released, ladies and gentlemen. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Let's have a look in the comments here. Just type the word king if you wish Tommy to replace this thing that we've got sitting on the throne at the moment. Type the word king if you want our Tommy to be king. That's what we should have. This man has sacrificed enough for this country. He didn't have to come back. He didn't have to come back to this country. He could have made a life for himself elsewhere. He didn't have to come back to certain, imprisonment and solitary confinement. What he has done for this country. Probably one of the bravest men that has ever been. Yay, here we go. Here's the comments. Here we go. King. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
One of the bravest men this country has ever produced. Songs have been written about lesser men.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Richard. Get composing.
Yeah. Well, actually, I do have something. Yes. Fantastic. Great to see all these comments coming through. Wonderful.
No, it is. They're all lovely and supportive, and it is great to see. I mean, the guy, we all know he's flawed. He is a flawed human being, just like the rest of us. And in the past, he may have been a bit more flawed. But, I've met him, I've talked to him. His heart is right behind the UK, and he's thinking about the little guy all the time. When I talked to him, he was more worried about the effect that what the others political prisoners were going through, more than he was worried about himself.
Yes.
So that's a measure of the man.
Look, at the end of the day, look, we're all flawed, and to be honest with you, I've had enough of this nonsense where we're having people coming, we have to base our decision, our decisions on who we elect based on, or who represents us based on their history and their character. Look, at the end of the day, it can give you a good insight, but when, there's a difference between, somebody who's trying to pretend to be this angel, and somebody who's clearly not pretending to be an angel, like Tommy isn't. He's not pretending to be an angel at all. I mean, I trust him before I trust any of those so-called angels that we've, angelic types in Parliament.
Now,
those faultless.
Yeah, here's
people.
a good one. Here's a good one for No More Naps. Leaves a prison cell open for Starmer. Well,
yeah.
Oh, a third person has been talked to about those arson attacks. Yeah, so that's 3
Yes.
now, isn't it?
He's quite a young man
Don't
as well,
say it,
wasn't
Richard.
he? Yeah,
Sorry?
he was quite a young man as well, wasn't he?
26, wasn't he? Yeah.
Or maybe in 30s, I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
So, yeah, well, yeah, third person. Yes, all very strange, ladies and gentlemen. We all
It is, isn't it?
don't
Anyway,
know what's going on there. Yes.
anyway, the reason I picked this one is because, believe it or not, Tommy Robinson up 25 cells at one stage. 25. They had to empty 25 cells to keep him in solitary confinement. Yes, I know they call it segregation, but that's what they call it. He was kept in solitary, taking up 25 cells. There was 16 or so for him. They had to clear out a wing so that he could not be in danger when he was on that wing, all on his own, with 2 prison guards with him all the time. And then there was the other cells, there's 9 cells that they had to clear out so that he had cells to clean so they could say they gave him a job.
Yeah.
Now, that means that when he leaves, they've got 25 cells that they can fill up with ne'er-do-wells. Although I
Yeah.
do gather, do you remember that nasty case of the certain demographic person who's very ardent about his beliefs, throwing stuff over people, over prison guards and using blades and things? Well, that whole wing was shut down, and a lot of them were taken and put in Woodhill and took over some of that space that Tommy was in, like his exercise yard and all that sort of thing. So they're now there. So it's probably a good job that Tommy's on the way out of there,
Yeah.
to be
Oh,
honest.
totally. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to have to go right now, Jack, because I know we've got to get on with doing what we've got to do. There's a super chat here quickly. Gentlemen,
there is. Sorry, yes.
Gentlemen, to save this country, we can no longer rely on secular politics. Please take yourselves and your families to a good Bible-based church. Absolutely. That's what we need. We need to get back to church. Now, we're going to have to end this now. We're going to have to shoot off very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry that we just came in quickly. Stop saying quickly, Richard. Now then, please, but one thing. Pray tonight for Lucy Connelly and her family.
Yes.
All right? This is terrible news. Wonderful news for Tommy, and we're over the moon. But please, please, please. I know some of you aren't Christians, but please pray for Lucy and her family. So I'm going to wrap this up on my side here, Jeff. Just say, please, like this video, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Oh, by the way, we got a membership thing coming very soon. So, yes, we're going to have memberships coming in to this channel. So,
yeah. Yes. A quick note on that one. When we decided to start these memberships because, some people do like us a lot. So we're giving them the option to see a bit more of us with some, exclusive stuff. And now and again, if we put up a video which we think is worth it, then we'll give them early access to it and stuff like that. So, and the odd sort of poll and stuff like that, all in house. So we're going to be doing that for those who want it.
People are contributing towards this channel. And it's a way of, if they want to contribute, give something to give back to those who contribute, and I don't know. At the end of the day, it's hard work. This is, ladies and gentlemen, we do this full time, 7 days a week. Even if a video doesn't go out, we're researching and doing stuff. Anyway, enough about us. Forget us. We love you all, and this is a wonderful day.
Yes.
For news for Tommy again. Sad for news on Lucy. God bless you all. Anyway.
Yeah. And so it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from him. Goodbye.